Up next, we are going to unbox, test out, and review the Philips Smart LED Wiz bulbs. IJDM starts now.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Let's get this thing rolling. Okay, we got smart LED bulbs that connect via the Wiz app. They also have the smart technology built in, the connected, whatever you call it, works with Alexa, Google Home, and all this other crazy nonsense. These work off of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Nicest part about these compared to the previous Phillips Hue bulbs, which I think they're still offering at this time, is two big advantages on these bulbs. Well, actually, there's three that I've found, but we'll get into that. But this is basically the box, what you get. Pick these up at a big box store that usually goes with a yellow gold star with blue. We know what that is, right? Yeah. Let's see what we got here. And we got the Matter. That's what it was called. If I did some research before I actually started, but you know, we just wing it here. Open the box and you're presented with two bulbs. That's pretty much it. One, two. Well, it's kind of hard to see with white on white, but these bulbs are definitely very white. When putting them on the table, they almost kind of disappear. So let's go ahead and start getting these things connected and see how they work and see what we think. Alrighty then, off camera, the only thing you missed me doing was basically putting the bulb into the lamp behind me. In fact, you can see it right there. It's on right in there behind me. That came in handy. When does that ever happen here on this channel, right? Okay, we'll unlock this thing. And here we go. Went ahead and went to the Play Store. And basically searched for the, we in focus here. Hopefully we are. It's hard to tell with such a small screen, even with my glasses on. We're just going to call it, well, maybe we should go Phillips Hue. Oh, wait. That's the other bulb. That's the expensive bulb. We got the cheap ones from the big box store. By the way, those bulbs were 19 bucks. Well, 1888 or whatever. Well, that should give you a clue where they are. And there's the Wiz connected app. You just go ahead and click that and download it and you're good to go. So I have this in my automation folder here and I'm going to hit the Wiz button. And as you can see, I already got a couple lights programmed in that I tested out ahead of time. But under normal circumstances, the new bulb, there it is right there. New device found. Okay, so that was easy. When I first tried to put these bulbs in, I had some issues with them actually connecting with the app at first, but then this, that, and the other, I figured out I got to be fairly close to them due to the Bluetooth initial process. So it's going to connect it to Wi-Fi, nearby devices. Okay, well, next, sure. Yeah, while using the app, sure, why not? Okay, next, it's a bulb. And we're just going to go ahead and add a new room and we'll call this, yeah, sure, the basement. Florida, if you know anything about this state, we don't have basements just because of the groundwater. So we have the basement. So we're adding it to that room and we're going to connect it to the Wi-Fi. And it's saying I need to be on my 2.4. It's the same either way on my thing. And let me take this iPad out and here you can look at the box while I'm entering in the password on my internet. And let's see if this connects. Yes, it's brand new. Okay, start. Stay close to device. Connecting. We're gonna only do the one bulb. Obviously, I don't need these immediately for anything. I don't have plans for them. And there it is. It's the A19 number 7. So I guess it's the 7th bulb I've connected on this app, which makes sense because I've done 6 previously. Yeah, we'll just use a light bulb. I'm just gonna call this, you can rename it here. So I'm just gonna call this new bulb. And we're gonna hit next. And it's going to ask you how you want to basically start up, last status or whatever. I'm going to leave it in the normal modes, but here's where you can change, like if you want it to, whenever it normally comes on through the app, what your default selection is. We're just going to keep it as is. And the fade out, 50 seconds is a little long. I like to set them at about 0.25, same on the fade out. And then next, and then done. Okay, so basement light, and let me see here if, okay. Yeah, so you see the app here, and we'll go through this right now before we go over to the bulb in behind me here. Basement, new bulbs, what we called it. So here's where we can control all different things, where we have these quick settings between cool, warm, daylight, focus. It's just different light colors. We'll go through that in a minute. You have your different scenes here where you can build a scene for the thing. Control's the main one I use here, where you can change the colors. And then there's a dynamic mode where they change to different things based on seasonal stuff. So there's like a fireplace where it goes from orange to yellows and kind of mimics kind of like a fireplace flame. The Christmas one was a bit disappointing. It only does red and green. So what I actually did use these over Christmas outside. I used the party mode because it goes through all the colors and it felt a little Christmassy doing that. But Halloween definitely looked good, and all these other ones, they're decent presets for this dynamic lighting. And like I say, it's just where it kind of changes colors. And then we have our basic, and then you can just basically, if you like warm or cool light, I'm not going to do any disclaimers on which is better for your eyes. Let's just say most of the time you're better off using warm settings. But then you have these other cool modes like plant growth, TV time. I don't know who decides this lighting, but okay, yeah, cool. So let's go ahead and switch this camera and dim the room if we can, because it is late afternoon here in the Tampa Bay area. Let's go ahead and go over to the bulb and just see all the different colors and what it has to offer and our final thoughts, because this is going to be a really quick video. I mean, it's a light bulb, smart bulb, or whatever you want to call it. Again, I like these because there's no hub involved, but that seems to be where the technology is kind of headed in most directions, and especially with this Matter enabled thing, which I've had some issues with it interconnecting with different apps, but so far it's been fairly straightforward, and I don't mind using the Wiz app actually better than using the Home app. But I do have the Home app set up so I can control the bulbs from there as well. But all my automations I just handle through this one app. I mean, I have so many automations, programs for different things. They don't all, like my garage door will no longer connect into Google Home. So it's like, well, and my cameras is a different app. So unless I changed the old infrastructure and made it so it was all compatible Google Home, but I don't feel like I really need to do that at this point, considering how much I access. My main thing is my lighting and just some of my smaller things. It's just nice to be able to have quick access and control over those devices. So let's hop over to the bulb and stop gabbing. Okay, hopefully the color setting is kind of correct. It's actually lighter in here than what it actually appears. So I kind of dimmed it down a little bit, but let me see if I can change it a little more. Yeah, it looks a little more like what I'm seeing right now. I have skylights in my area I film, so it's very difficult to get the room completely dark. And then even then, the video would look terrible if I didn't have decent lighting. So I'm guessing that is daylight. Yeah, that's daylight, and that bulb is turned up all the way. And I gotta say, it is a bright bulb. I'm gonna say maybe over 100 watt equivalent if you have it on 100%, but you can dim the bulb to your liking. Most of my bulbs, I only really use them between 20 and 30%. At night, that's more than enough, but if I need the extra light, hey, I got it. So let's just keep that a little lower so I'm not burning out my retinas on us. There's your warm light. It looks just like an incandescent bulb. I gotta say, they nailed that one. I'd say if anything, just depending on where it's located and time of day, I don't know, sometimes it doesn't look quite as natural. There's your cool mode if you like the cool daylight thing, which I guess daylight's a little warmer. This cool is actually more like a bluish light. And focus is some kind of pale, opaque color. Okay, so those are your basic functions there. Let's go over into the control section where I showed you before and just go through some of these other settings. Let's take a look at fireplace. Oh yeah, it's changing colors like a fireplace. It's a little fast, but I guess if you have a bunch of bulbs together, it kind of mimics a fireplace kind of feel. I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but this is fall, simulating fall colors. I guess the orange and reds and kind of a pastel kind of thing. Here's your Christmas mode. Like I said, this is kind of a non-eventful thing. And I mean, like I said, it may be hard to see. Let me see if I can change this a little bit. Because of the way the camera and light and stuff works with cameras, the colors are really rich. Compared to the Hue bulbs I have, which are, what, 10 years old now, they've definitely got the color schemes down much better. It does blues and certain colors much better than the old Gen 1 and Gen 2 Hue bulbs that I have. And then here's party mode. I use party mode for Christmas. I slowed it down a little bit because you can actually control the speed of how fast it changes. So if you want to go really fast, yeah, you can do that. I mean, I don't have it up all the way, but yeah, there you go. So it changes pretty quick there, and then you can slow it right down. So it's just kind of gradual. That's kind of what I used for my Christmas themes. Halloween, yeah, it's Halloweenish, I guess. Your yellows and oranges you would use, and then there's like a forest mode where I guess it's using greens and a jungle, ocean, and there's your blues. Yes, the blues on these Phillips Wiz bulbs are definitely much better. Overall, I'm going to say value. If I'm going to go out and buy a new bulb, am I going to spend, say, $60 for a pair of Hue multicolor bulbs? Or am I going to go to Walmart and buy 2 of these? Maybe these don't last as long. Maybe there's something else to it, but I'm going to say these bulbs are great. So far, I love them. Internet connectivity can be a little bit better. I did trick my iPad here to basically go in a wide mode. It's a little trickery you can do with the, if you have Android, where you can make it so it's in landscape versus when you have to hold it, portrait mode, which is a pain when you're on a tablet. Usually I'm using my phone, so it's not a big deal, but you can make this app wide right now using the labs in the settings, and then you can switch it so it's always in landscape mode. It basically stretches it, but I can't tell the difference. But that'll do it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to subscribe, check out the Patreon page. We'll see you next time.